Hello, everyone. I'm Pietro Pieretti, Senior Managing Director at Accenture. Environmental awareness is the hallmark of our time. The call for tackling climate change is gaining momentum among individuals, investors, companies, governments, and countries around the world. We not only have an opportunity, but also an immense responsibility to reimagine, rebuild, and transform responsibly and sustainably our global economy into one that works for the benefit of all. In this 4-part video series, I will be joined by Paul Marriott, President of SAP Asia Pacific Japan, to talk about what Accenture and SAP are doing together with our customer to help turn the tide. Hey, Paul.
Hi, Pietro. It's great to join you and talk about sustainability and climate change, a topic very, very close to my heart and also a big part of what we're doing at SAP. Looking after our planet and ensuring we leave it in a better position for future generations that come after us is our biggest challenge, but also our greatest opportunity. As you know, SAP's purpose is to make the world run better. And as a market leader in enterprise application software, we help companies of all sizes run at their best. And in Asia, at the core of my Asia Now strategy is a vision to empower our sustainable future. And Pietro, 77% of the world's transactions go through an SAP system. This gives us tremendous insight into how we improve systems and processes to ensure they power a sustainable future. However, there's no company, government or society alone that will solve this greatest challenge. Alone, we absolutely need to join forces.
And you're right about joining forces, Paul. And there is a big responsibility on business leaders. The good news is that sustainability is a C-suite priority. So in the latest United Nations Global Compact Accenture Strategy CEO study, we have observed that 99% of CEOs from large companies agrees that sustainability issues are important for the future success of their business. And they're actively exploring the way they can deliver on sustainability. However, it seems that many companies are still finding it a challenge to implement their sustainability goals. So, Paul, what are some of the challenges you are seeing happening in the business? What the clients are facing?
Yeah, look, I agree. Firstly, every single customer conversation that I'm having includes a discussion on this topic of sustainability. However, you might be interested to know that in a recent SAP Insights study, where we got to 7,000 business executives across 19 different countries, we found a number of obstacles around embedding sustainability into the business. And it was really around the uncertainty of how to enrich it into the business processes and the IT systems that we have today, not knowing how to align the actions with an overall business strategy to drive that sustainability agenda. And also, Pietro, providing a solid case from a return on investment perspective.
Thanks, Paul. And Accenture and SAP has recently expanded our decades-long partnership, and we are helping companies exactly with this. So how to embrace and embed sustainability across the full spectrum of their business operation, from strategy to execution. So in this 4-part series, we're going to spend time talking about our SDG ambitions and our role as advisor. We're going to talk about Climate 21 and how Accenture and SAP are playing a role as market maker. We're going to touch upon circular economy and how we develop solutions jointly. And finally, our role as ecosystem innovators as part of the sustainability cohort. Paul, let's kick off our first conversation with our Sustainable Development Goals, or SDG Ambition. United Nations Global Compact launched SDG Ambition at Davos last year. This is an accelerator initiative which is aimed at challenging and supporting participating companies in setting up ambitious corporate targets and accelerating integration of the 17 SDGs into core business management. So Accenture and SAP share this vision, and are partnering with the United Nations to empower and equip companies to develop and implement innovative business strategies that fast-track this sustainability commitment and at the same time enable long-term growth. So Paul, I know this is something that both of us are very, very proud of to be part of.
Yeah, absolutely, Pietro. You know, it's an honor, isn't it? But an immense responsibility to be leading this initiative alongside partners such as Accenture. Currently, the world is not delivering progress towards the SDGs at a pace or a scale that's needed. While it is still possible to shift, you know, towards that target of 1.5 degrees Celsius trajectory and achieve the SDGs by 2030, it's going to take urgent action, scalable and multi-stakeholder responsibility to really accelerate that opportunity. The SDG Ambition, you know, it allows our customers to strategically prioritize actions that will accelerate their contribution to this 2030 agenda. They can set ambitious targets aligned with absolute benchmarks that today mean that may seem aspirational, but are indeed critical to spearhead transformation of the economies and the societies that we live in. At SAP, we're approaching sustainability management holistically, and we're designing new systems integrating the SDGs. And in fact, it's through this use of the latest emerging technologies that we're able to pioneer an integrated approach. Technologies have immense power to rapidly change and steer businesses and economies in a really positive direction. It allows us, you know, to develop businesses sustainably while assuring equitable and economic growth. So we're incredibly proud to work on such an important global program together with Accenture to integrate ambitious sustainability goals across business units and contribute to creating a better world. Now, Pietro, you know, please share more on what we're doing so far to drive this forward.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. And I mean, you said it right. Everybody is looking at this as a priority. However, companies today are faced with so much uncertainty. So they are not 100% clear on which action to take when it comes to setting up and implementing sustainability goals. So what we have been doing following the SDG Ambition launch, we have released the SDG Ambition guides. So this highlights the key steps and design decision that needs to be taken by business leader in order to track sustainability performance through the core business systems and enhance the impact in line with the SDG Ambition business benchmark. So this guide is built upon three major blocks. So the first is the ambition guide itself. So it's established the initial set of guidelines for companies to set the SDG Ambition benchmarks, and also challenge organization to set more ambitious goals and targets, and identify those areas in which those business can be positioned to have a substantial impact. The second and very important to our conversation is the integration guide, which actually help companies to design their business system and use technology actually to implement the benchmark. So there are 10 out of the 17 benchmarks that can be integrated into core business processes and systems to enable effective measurement and manage sustainable performance, measure sustainable performance. So, and the last but not least, very important, is the benchmark reference sheet. So it provides all the details that are needed for the different steps to integrate each of these benchmark into companies' business systems, as well as all the key design decisions that are required to engage different technology partners. So business leaders can use these guides to support the strategy and set ambitious enough goals to deliver the SDG by 2030.
An impressive ambition guide, Pietro, and in partnership also with UN Global Compact, we're also actively advising more than 600 companies in 65 countries, helping them embrace and action their SDGs. Now, we're starting our second cohort in June, and we're already seeing a big increase in companies signing up for the program. Now, the SDG Ambition Accelerator program is a 6-month learning journey for corporate executives delivered through the UN Global Compact Network across 30 different countries. And we already have 1,100 representatives from those participating companies joining us to assess the current performance, the risk areas, and the new opportunities across their business. This will really help those companies take a more ambitious set of actions to achieve those SDGs by 2030. We're also working on creating industry benchmarks and defining next steps needed to incorporate the right level of action and transparency in the business plans to build further momentum. In short, we're working hand in hand with companies to achieve our joint ambitions and our goal to build a better world for the future.
Paul, thank you very much. And Accenture is really, really pleased to partner with SAP on this journey. The SDG Ambition Accelerator, we help companies embed sustainability into their core at greater speed and scale and make meaningful and measurable progress towards achieving the SDGs. So thank you for this great conversation, Paul. On the next episode, we will talk about climate action and more specifically about SAP Climate 21 program.
Thank you, Pietro, and look forward to the next conversation.
Thank you, Paul.